Do you remember the sodas from your childhood that suddenly vanished? Some were legends, while others were just too different. Today, we are revisiting the sodas we loved, but are now long gone. Which one do you miss the most? Or have you never even heard of them? Let's find out now. In the early 1990s, Pepsi introduced Crystal Pepsi, a caffeine-free clear cola marketed as a healthier alternative to regular Pepsi. At the time, clear products were seen as purer and better for you. Despite heavy marketing and initial curiosity, Crystal Pepsi struggled to gain a loyal following. Consumers found the idea intriguing, but it just didn't replace their favorite sodas. By 1994, sales had plummeted, and Pepsi quietly discontinued the drink, leaving it as a nostalgic memory of the era. In 1985, Coca-Cola made a bold move by introducing a new formula for its iconic soda, calling it New Coke. However, loyal customers were not impressed. They strongly preferred the original taste, and the backlash was immediate and overwhelming. Faced with public outrage, Coca-Cola was forced to act quickly. Within months, they reintroduced the original formula under the name Coca-Cola Classic. As for New Coke, it was quietly pulled from shelves, becoming one of the most infamous product failures in soda history. Introduced in 1996, Surge was Coca-Cola's answer to Mountain Dew. With its bold citrus flavor and high-energy branding, the drink quickly gained popularity among teenagers. However, it may have been just a bit ahead of its time, launching before the rise of competitive gaming, which later helped Mountain Dew thrive. By 2003, Surge's sales had declined, and the drink was quietly phased out. However, dedicated fans never forgot it. Over the years, Surge has made occasional comebacks in limited test markets, keeping the nostalgia alive for those who grew up with it. Introduced in 1985, Jolt Cola was one of the first sodas to embrace high caffeine content, marketed as the ultimate energy booster. Its slogan, "All the sugar and twice the caffeine," made it a hit among college students throughout the 1990s. However, as energy drinks surged in popularity, Jolt found itself competing against an ever-growing list of rivals. To stay relevant, it rebranded as Jolt Energy and shifted its focus away from traditional soda. Despite these efforts, the company went bankrupt in 2009. Yet, rumors persist that Jolt Cola may still attempt a comeback. Launched in 2002, Pepsi Blue was Pepsi's attempt to capture the attention of younger consumers with its bright blue color and berry fusion flavor. Backed by major promotions, including endorsements from Britney Spears and sponsorship at New York Mets games, Pepsi Blue had high expectations. Despite the flashy marketing, the drink failed to gain widespread popularity. After just 2 years of disappointing sales, Pepsi pulled it from shelves in 2004, making it yet another short-lived experiment in soda history. First introduced in the 1960s, Fresca was Coca-Cola's grapefruit-flavored soda designed as a sugar-free, calorie-free alternative to traditional soft drinks. Over time, it expanded its lineup to include flavors like peach and black cherry, appealing to those seeking a lighter option. Despite fluctuations in popularity, Fresca maintained a loyal following, particularly among fans of diet sodas. In recent years, the brand has undergone a transformation, shifting from a classic soft drink to a sparkling soda water, positioning itself as a competitor to brands like La Croix. Introduced in the 1970s, Mr. Pibb was Coca-Cola's answer to Dr. Pepper, offering a spicy, cherry-flavored soda at a lower price. The drink gained traction, especially in the 1990s, thanks to its stylish mascot, Mr. Pibb, who helped make the brand more appealing to younger consumers. Despite its popularity, Mr. Pibb eventually underwent a transformation. It was rebranded as Pibb Extra, a slightly bolder version of the original, which remains available today in select markets. Introduced in 1988 by the Dr. Pepper Company, 7-Up Gold was a bold departure from the brand's usual clear, caffeine-free sodas. This spicy drink featured notes of cinnamon and caramel and was marketed with the tagline, "Never had it, never will," referring to caffeine. However, there was one major problem: it did contain caffeine. This contradiction, combined with the unexpected dark color of a 7-Up product, left consumers confused. Sales were low, and by 1989, 7-Up Gold was pulled from the market, becoming one of the brand's shortest-lived experiments. Introduced by Pepsi in 1984, Slice was a fruit-flavored soda designed to compete with 7-Up and Sprite. Marketed as a healthier alternative, it originally contained 10% real fruit juice, setting it apart from other sodas. Available in flavors like orange, grape, and the classic lemon-lime, Slice built a loyal following. However, over time, its formula changed, and the 10% fruit juice claim was quietly downgraded to simply contains fruit juices. By 2000, Pepsi shifted its focus to the newly launched Sierra Mist, and Slice was gradually phased out. Within a few years, it disappeared completely from store shelves. OK Soda arrived in 1993 with one goal: connecting with Generation X. Unlike traditional sodas, it focused more on branding than taste, featuring abstract can designs and the cryptic slogan, "Things are going to be okay." Coca-Cola took a risk by marketing a drink that leaned heavily into irony and counterculture appeal, but despite the bold approach, it never resonated with consumers. Within a year, OK Soda disappeared from shelves, leaving behind one of the most unusual marketing experiments in soda history. In 1997, Clearly Canadian Beverage Corporation introduced Orbitz, a fruit-flavored, non-carbonated drink that stood out for one reason: it looked like a lava lamp. Tiny, colorful balls floated inside its clear liquid, making it one of the most visually unique beverages ever released. Initially, Orbitz intrigued consumers, especially younger audiences, who were drawn to its futuristic look. But despite the novelty, the drink's texture and taste didn't appeal to the masses. Sales declined quickly, and Orbitz was discontinued not long after. However, rumors persist that it may one day return in a limited run. First introduced in the 1920s, Nehi quickly became a favorite among fruit-flavored sodas. With flavors like grape, orange, and peach, it stood out for its sweet, bold taste and distinct character. The brand's slogan, "Naturally Better," resonated with consumers, helping Nehi reach peak popularity in the 1930s and 1940s. By the 1950s, Nehi evolved into what would become Royal Crown, a brand better known for its cola. Despite its earlier success, the Nehi name gradually faded, and by the 1990s it was officially retired, leaving behind a nostalgic legacy of old-fashioned soda history. Introduced in the 1930s, Upper 10 was a lemon-lime soda that set itself apart as a premium brand. Unlike other soft drinks, it was marketed as an upscale option, even endorsed by celebrities like Elvis Presley. Its name was inspired by the top 10 wealthiest families in the United States, reinforcing its luxury appeal. Upper 10 found success, particularly in the southern U.S., where it gained a loyal following. However, as competition from larger brands grew, it struggled to maintain its market share. By the 1970s, Upper 10 was discontinued, fading into nostalgia alongside other forgotten sodas of the past. First introduced in 1939, Frosty Root Beer was known for its creamy, smooth taste and carried the memorable slogan, "It's a frosty day when you enjoy Frosty Root Beer." It thrived during the rise of drive-in restaurants in the 1950s, even expanding into the fast food industry by acquiring Stewart's and later the Dog and Suds chain. Despite its initial success, Frosty's future took a downturn when Monarch Beverage acquired the brand. Monarch already owned Dad's root beer, and most of their marketing efforts went into promoting Dad's, leaving Frosty to slowly disappear from the market. Over time, it faded into obscurity, becoming another lost relic of classic American sodas. First introduced in the 1940s, Grapette quickly became a favorite among grape soda lovers. Known for its sweet and refreshing taste, it was especially popular with children. The drink's signature bottle design made it easy to spot on store shelves, helping it gain a strong foothold in the soda market. For a time, Grapette was one of the leading grape sodas in the United States, competing with brands like Grape Nehi. However, as larger soda companies expanded, Grapette struggled to keep up. By the 1970s, production had ended, and another once-beloved soda faded into nostalgia. Introduced in 1978, Rondo was a citrus-flavored soda that stood out with its bold, tangy, and sweet combination. Marketed as the ultimate thirst quencher, it carried the memorable slogan, "Rondo, the Thirst Crusher," positioning itself as the perfect refreshment. Despite its unique taste and aggressive branding, Rondo struggled to compete against more dominant citrus sodas. By the 1980s, it was pushed out of the market, making it one of the many short-lived soft drinks that never truly found their place. In the mid-1970s, Pepsi introduced Aspen, a crisp and refreshing apple-flavored soda. Unlike traditional colas, Aspen offered a unique twist with its bright green packaging and tart, fruity taste, making it stand out on store shelves. While it gained a small but loyal following, especially in the western United States, Aspen struggled to maintain strong sales. By the early 1980s, Pepsi decided to discontinue the brand, leaving it as a short-lived but memorable experiment in the world of flavored sodas. A soda with chocolate flavor? That was the unique twist Choc-Ola introduced in the 1950s. With its rich, creamy cocoa taste, it stood out from traditional soft drinks and carried the bold slogan, "The greatest chocolate drink in the world." The drink found a loyal fan base, especially in the Northeast. But as consumer preferences changed, its popularity faded. By the 1970s, Choc-Ola had disappeared, leaving behind a nostalgic memory of an era when chocolate met soda. In the late 1980s, 7-Up introduced Quirst, a fruit-flavored soda created to compete in the growing non-cola market. It offered a range of refreshing flavors, including diet options, all aimed at younger consumers. Despite a strong marketing push, Quirst failed to gain traction. Sales remained low, and by the early 1990s, it was quietly discontinued, becoming just another short-lived experiment in the soda industry. Before Diet Coke became a household name, there was Tab. Launched in the 1960s, it was Coca-Cola's first diet soda, designed for those looking for a low-calorie option, especially women. With its distinct pink can and loyal fan base, Tab became a symbol of the era. But when Diet Coke arrived in the 1980s, Tab was slowly pushed aside. Despite maintaining a cult following for decades, its production dwindled. In 2020, Coca-Cola officially discontinued Tab, bringing an end to one of the first and most iconic diet sodas. Not every soda brand can dominate the cola market, and like cola, is proof of that. Launched by 7-Up in 1982, this cola set itself apart by containing only 1% caffeine, making it a milder option for soda lovers. Its red and blue cans, adorned with shooting stars, gave it a patriotic look, and it even secured a NASCAR sponsorship in 1983. Despite these efforts, Like Cola never found its footing. Distribution issues made it difficult for consumers to get their hands on, and it struggled to compete in an already crowded market. By the mid-1980s, Like Cola was gone, leaving behind little more than a nostalgic memory. Some sodas stand out for their bold flavors, while others are remembered for their nostalgic charm. Little Tom, introduced in Cleveland, Ohio in the 1940s, was made with pure cane sugar and came in flavors like root beer, orange, grape, and lemon lime. Its small 6-ounce glass bottles featuring a cartoon boy in a top hat made it a favorite among children. However, it never gained enough traction against bigger brands. By the 1960s, Little Tom had quietly disappeared, leaving behind a nostalgic piece of soda history. In the 1980s, the makers of Hubba Bubba bubblegum decided to take their signature flavor in a new direction: soda. The drink captured the classic bubblegum taste and even introduced a diet version with fewer calories. Marketed as a fun and refreshing drink for young consumers, Hubba Bubba soda featured Max, a sunglass-wearing kangaroo, as its mascot. However, despite its playful branding, the soda never gained widespread popularity. By the 1990s, it was discontinued, leaving behind a quirky but short-lived experiment in the soda world. In the 1990s, Josta hit the market as a bold, high-energy soda infused with guarana, a natural stimulant. With a tropical blend of guava, passion fruit, and kiwi, it stood out from traditional soft drinks, appealing to young consumers looking for something different. Despite its initial success, Josta struggled to maintain its momentum. By the late 1990s, it was discontinued, but loyal fans never forgot it. Even today, there are calls to bring back this adventurous soda, keeping its legacy alive in the world of discontinued drinks. Before lemon lime sodas were dominated by big names, there was Bubble Up. Introduced in the 1920s, this refreshing drink carried the catchy slogan, "A kiss of lemon, a kiss of lime, and it's bubble up time," emphasizing its crisp and effervescent taste. It thrived in the 1940s and 1950s, but began to decline by the 1970s as larger soda brands took over the market. However, despite fading from the mainstream, Bubble Up never completely disappeared. It continues to have a small but loyal following, surviving in niche markets and specialty stores. If you love these legendary drinks, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to share your memories.